Hello and welcome to Samurai Trading, and also welcome to the first market recap using the Elite Range Bar Trading System. So I just wanted to show you what we were able to do today using our methods, and it was a really good day. As you can see here, I've got the M5 chart up. I don't usually use this all that often, but since most people who are watching this video probably haven't used range bars before, or at least haven't used them very often, it does make things a little bit easier to see the context of where we are in time, and people are just used to the M5 chart. But you could see that today was a day that we had some pretty major swings in the market, and there was a lot of pips to be had using our range bar trading. So I want to go through that a little bit. As you can see, today I had 6 trades. These were all ones that I actually took with my trading that I do every day, and I had 4 wins, 1 break even, and I had a loss. The loss was really small. The wins today were quite large, and a number of them were actually quite a bit bigger than I typically have because, as I said before, the market had some pretty big swings. I use RB3 and RB4 charts, and what those mean is it's just 3 range bars and 4 range bars. So a 3 range bar chart has each one of these bars is 3 pips. And so once 3 pips, the range is completed, then a new bar gets created, and it's just 3 pips all the way through. So basically it eliminates the time element that you would normally have on these other charts. So you can focus just on price. And for me, range bar charts were a huge thing when I discovered them, when I started testing different methods on them, because by eliminating that time element, I was able to just focus on price and momentum and smaller patterns, and was really able to take my trading to another level and make things just so much easier. Removed a lot of extra discretionary elements that I used to have in my trading. And I was able to just boil things down to some really basic stuff that would work day after day to let me pull pips out of the market. So I did trade a range bar 3 chart and a range bar 4, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just going to show the range bar 3. Most of my trades lately have been on the range bar 3 charts because it is summer and we're getting some pretty tight ranges at times. We've had some slow markets at times, and it's just what happens over June, July, and especially August. But some days things open up and there's more 4 range bar opportunities, and certainly as we get out of the summer there's going to be a whole lot more. But the 3 range bar chart is still my preferred chart. It really lets me get right down to the fine bits of the price action and lets me pull out a lot of pips. So there wasn't really anything over the Frankfurt hour, from Frankfurt Open to London Open here. There wasn't really anything that was useful in that action. And that was here where things came down into London Open, and that was my first trade. It was a type 3 is what I call it. Not everything that I use is on this chart. There are a couple other elements that allow me to, allow anybody who's using the program to have basically very firm and detailed setups that they can take that are repeatable day after day. And so that was fulfilled for the type 3 here, which I took long. Once it came down, I took a break even on that one. Took another long, which was a type 1 long. This one came down. I gave it a chance to come back up again, but when it came down a second time, I did take a loss on it. Not a full loss, but I took 4 pips loss. But then I had another setup that came up with the system, and I took another long, another type 1. And this one, because things had been consolidating for a while, and because we broke out pretty strongly initially, I did try to hold this one for a little bit. But I didn't do that good a job. As you can see, I took 15 pips from this point to this point here, and there was easily 25 pips or even more if I had really held. And looking at the M5, I probably should have, but because I was having a little bit of trouble pulling out pips in some of the initial chop, I just wanted to bank some of those pips, get myself nice and positive for the day. And so yeah, I look at it as potentially could have done a little bit better, but definitely happy to have some pips in the bank. Then another type 1 opportunity came up, which I took for just 10 pips because I could tell that this move was getting a little bit extended. We talk about that in the course, how to kind of tell that. And once there was a double top put in here, I took my 10 pips. The market turned over and we got a signal for a short, which I took. And once things consolidated in here, I did tighten up my stop a little bit. I wasn't going to take a full loss, but I didn't put it to break even. I try not to put it to break even too early if I think that the market might be turning over, and in this case it definitely did. I had to hold on a little while, but it did break lower. And because it was breaking so hard and it broke through this 23 level or 2300 level really smoothly, I did decide to just basically keep my stop somewhere above there and keep holding and see how far this thing would run. You can see that it had a lot of momentum on the M5, and so I just held on as long as I could. Basically adjusting my stop, keeping it, once this pattern had come in, I adjusted it above there, then adjusted it above here, adjusted it above here, and then eventually I got taken out down here for 39 pips, which is a pretty nice little intraday haul, especially when you're risking as much as we are, which is very, very little. That's a trade there that was over 6-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So I got 6 times as many pips as I risked. That's pretty awesome. I missed a potential long opportunity here, but I did get a short, which was a type 3, a type of reversal opportunity that that we talk about in detail in the course. And once again, this thing moved pretty smoothly initially, so I just tried to trail it as long as I could. You want to know when to be conservative, when to be aggressive with these management techniques. And a day like today, things are swinging, big wide swings. You definitely want to be a little bit aggressive. You want to make sure you give it a little bit of room to move. And so I did try to give it some room, tighten things up once we hit the 50 level. You definitely could have just taken pips right at the 50 level or as soon as we came off of there. But I did try to give it a little bit more room in case it broke through, but it gave a bounce, and so I took my pips, and it was another 35 pips, so another huge risk to reward ratio trade. And that was pretty much where I wrap things up for the day. I usually wrap things up once, this is the New York Open 2, here is the New York Stock Exchange Open. And so once things usually play out a little bit after that, and lunchtime is coming around in New York, that's basically where I wrap up. So an excellent day on the range bar 3 chart. Be nice if all days were this wide open, but as you'll see in coming videos, there's a lot of opportunities, whether markets are range bound, whether they're trending, whether they're swinging like they are today. And so I hope you enjoyed the first video on some of our range bar trading with the Elite range bar trading system, and hope to do quite a few more of these in the weeks and months to come.